Great to see everybody here. I wanted to kind of do a quick little recap from this past year, and we'll be putting more information out over the next probably month. Just a recap from last year. We had a very good year across the board when you think about it. We had a lot of things moving in the right direction for us when it comes to our teams, our sports, academics, fundraising, growing our revenue streams. Everything that we have focused on has moved in the right direction. Now, am I content with where we are? No. Like anything else, I want to continue to build this in ways that I believe is possible here. And that's from wins and successes and partnerships and growing our brand in the community. I think the more and more you go around seeing our brand, we're really, it's out there more than ever. But a lot of that is a testament to our coaches, our teams, and everybody putting the effort. So I'm really excited about where we are and more importantly, where we're heading. So couple things that I wanted to, of course, we have we have several new coaches. Some you'll hear from today. A little more interesting of a spring than I anticipated. When I believed it may be only one at the end of the day, it became 4 coaching changes. 2 were because they were approached by other schools, and honestly, one was alma mater, and the other one was right for their family, and so we understood it as much as we did not want to see those coaches leave. Feel like we have gotten some coaches that have come in and I feel have really elevated those programs. All those coaches did a great job, but I feel like the coaches that we have are only going to help us continue to move each of those programs, both women's golf, men's golf, tennis, and baseball, all in the place where we all believe it should be. So be happy to answer any of those questions here in a minute. One of the things that I also wanted to hit on, which I thought was important, was more and more this year you're going to see a lot of Built by Houston campaign. And it really is more than a campaign. I say it make it easier for us to understand it, but that Built by Houston is more than just it's who we are. It's what we're about. It's the grit, the resilience as an institution, as an athletic department, resembles who the city is. If we're going to be successful, that Built by Houston is not just, again, a mantra, a slogan, a campaign. It is who we are, and we're going to have to do our part with the city to grow every area. We want to be successful here. The city's the one's going to help us be successful. So you're going to see it a lot with football, but you're going to see it with all sports, really. And it's a testament, as basketball has done for the city. It's a tie to finding ways to continue to connect with our community in bigger ways than we've ever done before. So I will pause there for a second and answer as many questions as I like. I know there's a lot of things happening with football season. I don't want to make this just about football this year. Many of you have already asked me some questions about what we're doing. We are enhancing, we're improving everything we're trying to do. I think one of the things that I want everybody to understand is when we came out this year with marketing, with everything else, we have over 30 new employees since January, many of those in our external side, and that's ticketing. We have a whole new ticketing office. We have a whole new marketing. We have creative service has been revamped. So all those different sales verticals that we're trying to generate new revenue are new people and people that we have brought in intentionally to help us elevate our game. So you're going to see new things this year. You're going to see things that we're going to continue to improve when it comes to concessions, marketing, promotions, in-game events, outside of game events. So everything we're doing is to really elevate our brand and elevate our fan experience. So those are a couple things I want to make sure that we highlight because it's going to be important as we think about this year. Open it up.
Eddie, if I could go back to the Built by Houston, is that billboards, TV spots, radio? I mean, can you kind of give us a little bit more what exactly and what that involves and sort of what the message is going to be?
The message is simple. It's us being able to show the city how we are one, that we're in this together, how we tie into the resilience, the grit, the determination, all those factors that make this city so special, but also showcasing that we're in the 4th largest city in the country. But besides that, we have more Fortune 500 companies. We have more partners. We have one out of 4 Houstonians has a tie to the University of Houston, maximizing that relationship. And so the Built by Houston is exactly what it is. So you're going to see campaigns with our student athletes that are not just part of our teams and having success, but they're maybe born and bred here, grew up in the Houston, came back to Houston, showing why that natural tie. We're going to bring companies, partnerships that have that Houston family tie. You've seen some, and I'll give you a quick example, like Mandola's down the street. That's a great example of a company who's been a part of this since day one, and it's an example of who they are. They produce great food every day, but what's more important than anything else is that customer service. You walk in that restaurant, it's like, the cheers of people. They know who you are. And when you go in there, you're going to get good quality. But then you look around and you see the love for the community. You see all the Houston stuff, but you see other community stuff. It's a family affair. So those examples are what truly make us who we are.
Is that campaign, is that athletics only? Is it campus wide?
No, it's athletics only. So it is now. We are tying it into the centennial that's coming along right around the corner. More importantly, it's our way to continue to rebrand who we are, and taking a footnote from what, again, basketball has done over the years for the city. Seeing the success, it's not taken away from that. They're going to have that. It's us trying to find ways to continue to tie things together, to show the city, and again, show our partners, show everyone what we're truly about.
Where are you at with uniform patches, on-field ads?
Yeah, so great question. That's one of those areas that you heard me mention this in the spring, that it was important for us to find the right partner. There's some that have come to the table, honestly, not at the level that I would have wanted to. There's some that have stepped up and said they would financially do it, but really have no connection to the city of Houston. If we're going to brand our uniforms with a company, we want to make sure that there's a natural tie to not just the city. There's too many great companies in this city that can be exactly what we expect it to be, and especially if they're going to be not just on our main uniforms. If you think about the football, baseball, basketballs, women's basketball, any other sport, for that to be there, and if it's going to be a multi-year deal, is what we're trying to do. We want to make sure it's done right. So we have several in the hopper right now that we're considering. Going through a lot of the back and forth to try to understand what possibilities exist. When it comes to the court and the field, actively having conversations with one or two right now. For football, having one or two for basketball as well. Our sports properties group has been very aggressive in the market right now, trying to bring new ones to the table. So I think you will see some. It may not be in the first game, maybe the second game. And part of that is strategic. For basketball, one of the challenges we have is we're going to be replacing our court this upcoming year, after this year. And it was something that we were going to do this year, but without having some of that information, we didn't want to go and have to replace that whole basketball court. It's on the last lifespan of the court. And for us to sand it down or bring a new court in without having those partners that we can go down and paint on the court for multi-years, we didn't want to go and put we didn't want to start a project without having that on the table.
So you are going to do field and uniforms separate?
Oh, everything's separate. Yes, everything's separate. Now, I'm even just, some of the conversation goes into splitting it up in sports like some schools have done. I would love to be able to have one partner across all boards. Now, you got to remember the other opportunity that's in place here is you have the ability to have a sponsorship on a uniform piece, on a equipment piece. So I use football as a great example. Football, I could put something on the helmet. That can be sold differently beyond the patch. It could be two different companies. Golf, in their golf bag, I can put something on their golf bag. So there's a lot of opportunities out there, and so finding a way to craft it properly is kind of the deal. We can go out there and again, sign something up tomorrow, but is it exactly as much or the best for us to do? And so that's what we're trying to assess right now.
Eddie,
Yes, sir.
With the timetable, obviously you want the right fit, so that's sort of where the process goes, but what's the saying about time is money? Do you get concerned that not having one sooner rather than later puts you behind, or how do you look at that?
No, I look at it this way. Going out and getting a sponsorship, the only thing that helps is we can focus our energy on something else, because not all money is good money, but we want to make sure we get the most and the best. And so for us to be able to do that, we want to make sure that we don't just sell ourselves short. And so that's part of this whole process, is understanding who's coming to the table? Do they really see where we're taking this program? Because I know we're going to win championships here. I know what we're going to do. We're going to keep raising their revenues. We're going to keep raising and bringing things to the table that have never been done here before. And I want a company that sees that same vision and is aligned with a lot of the same things that we talked about. Even if you bring in the Built by Houston, you want somebody that has that same kind of that vision, the values that we're looking at pursuing. Hold on one second. Let me answer them. I'll come right back.
Finish up
Okay.
on that. The on-field and the patch, you both want to be Houston area.
No, the patch is a lot different to me. The patch is a lot different to me. The patch, remember, represents anywhere we go, and it's, so that one, you're seeing it on the road, at home, and everything else. So that one, it has to be as close to it. If not, if we choose to go with a national company that doesn't have ties, I want to know that we've exhausted every resource, and it is the best of the best that we can bring to the table. Yes, sir.
With the new student seat expansion in the football stadium, what is the message with that? And hopefully try to bring more students out to the games this season and create like a nice home field advantage.
Yeah, great question. Great question. Last couple of years, I've had an opportunity to really see how our students have been engaged, and everything from tailgating to coming in. Last couple of years, I've gone through fraternity houses, sorority houses, talking, trying to promote getting students there. This year, no different. We're going to do the same, but we're also had an opportunity to sit down with student government, understand what their expectations were. For me, to have our students in the upper deck, as much as we like to fill that void, what ends up happening is most of them end up staying down below because they all want to be down. So what we try to do is actually improve the atmosphere on the bottom, make those seats even better for them. We can go and sell group packages and other things and continue to generate other revenues from the ones above. But more importantly, it's to get them in. Our students are the energy. They bring the energy just like our fans do every day. And if we can get a consistent fan base of having that 6,000 in there of students every game that we know are going to be in there, that's a program changer for us. That it's going to allow our teams to compete at the highest level. And it's not just football. I say it across the board every day. Students need to come out and check out softball, check out volleyball, check out basketball. Come and see those events and see your peers. I mean, these are students as well on this campus. Come cheer them on because they're Cougs and they're performing at a high level.
Eddie, that push to make, UH part of Houston and especially part of the city, have you seen that paying off with companies? Have you seen companies looking at you differently? How have you seen that sort of develop?
I would tell you, I'll start off very quickly. There's doors opening up today that weren't opening up when I first got here. And I think there's doors and people are talking about us. I'm seeing our brand at stores that have never been in the past. I mean, our social media following does a great job letting me know when they see things at everywhere from if it's a rally house or this or that. It's been intentional for us to be able to make sure that our product's out there. So when you talk about this brand, you talk about what we're trying to do with the Built by Houston, it's beyond that. For us, it's our tribute to say thank you for everything you're doing and have done for this University of Houston. But our brand of the University of Houston and Cougar Sports and everything we're doing, it is now at a higher place than it's ever been. Doesn't mean that's where we're going to stop. We're going to continue to push this, and I want to be able to get in every door, every opportunity, and be able to sell everybody on the vision, but also have them see it. The success in all of our sports, academically, athletically, what the president is doing on campus, building this university into a top 50 tier university. Top 50 university, is exactly the same mindset that we're trying to do. So our brand's building, it's growing. We are getting partners. That's why our corporate partnerships are at a high, again, highest they've ever been. Why? Because we're intentionally going after those companies and we're showing them what's possible here.
Eddie, how important do you think it is as an athletic director to look at the feedback that you see on social media? Well, it's not like the end all be all, but like to at least see what the reaction is to some of the new things.
I think you need to take it with a grain of salt and understanding there's good and bad in everything. Sometimes people like to voice their thoughts without understanding there's a whole lot more behind the scenes. The assumption that certain things are certain ways makes it I can easily jump out there and say, hey, you don't have no clue. Let me tell you everything. It's not about that. proof's in the pudding. And at the end of the day, I got to go out and we got to go out as a team and show them what we're capable of doing. And so I'm not going to get into the weeds with them, but if I can and I can address something very clearly and easily, then I do it, because I think it's important for them to understand what we're doing, how we're doing it. But if we're doing things in a way that it's prepping us up to roll it out the right way, I'm not going to just break an opportunity to have something come out the right way and show them what we're doing. So I think you're going to continue to see things we're rolling out. We put out season tickets faster than ever last year, and it's helped us. Not just helped us from getting more tickets sold, but it also helped us because we can refocus our efforts on basketball and football. When we put those tickets out last spring, we were able now to focus on more on things that are specific towards this year that we can do, not just on game day packages, just anything, promotions for the game. So to me, to engage with our fans, I want to hear. It's important for us to hear, but I also think they need to understand that there's a lot of things that probably happen behind the scenes that they may not know, and we can't always give them everything because we're working on it to make sure that it's done right. But I appreciate them tremendously.
With student support being a big theme this year, do you think like someone like President Couture, who's really popular on campus, could like really help go with that? Like getting some help from her and like trying to get all these like students at all these games, like not just football, but
Yeah.
like everything too.
So let me, I'll kind of double down on what I've always said. President Couture's support for athletics is unbelievable. We've been aligned since the day I got here. I know she's been a pro athletic fan since the day she got here. So whatever I need from her, or we need from her, she's all in. She knows the impact of our students and what they can do for not just athletic events, for campus life. So where you ask about how she can help us get students at events, I reciprocate that same question back to her. How can we help you improve the campus lifestyle, the student lifestyle for not just the fraternities and those live on campus? We want to make this one of those campus lives that are just unbelievable. And everybody says the University of Houston is not just one of the top tier, institutions. It has the best campus life that you can have. So it's a reciprocal.
Eddie, if I'm not mistaken, 27 and 28 for non-conference football are set.
There you go.
Hey, scheduling is a big deal.
Tell me.
29
Yep.
is the target. Are you moving along on that, or do you feel like you might have something, soon on what those games are?
Yeah, we are close to 2 contracts for that year. Trying to go through some of the minutia on the contract, hopefully to have that here over the next couple weeks. More than anything, honestly, it's just trying to clear up some of the other things that we have for this year. So that's why.
So do you just focus on 29 right now?
No, I'm focusing 29, 30, 31, 32. I'm trying to see as far as we can, actually, even to 27. Again, even because that's that's next year. We still have things that we need to continue to clean up and do what we need to. And then 28, same thing. So when we look at scheduling, I'm looking all the way as far as I can. There is a lot of unknown because with conferences adding more conference games and vice versa, it does create a little bit of a challenge and a waiting game. But we've got the great part is we have some great other schools around us that we can tie games with in the future.
If I could throw this last one in there with scheduling, where do you stand with football and like men's basketball on potentially playing overseas or international?
I think it is a unique possibility and opportunity. I say it that way because every one of those creates a little bit more of a challenge. When I first got here, there was conversation about Abu Dhabi, about the basketball movement, playing some games out there. All that is great, but we need to think about the bigger picture, not just a one-off game going to a foreign country or even if it's, wherever in the Caribbean or something like that. For me, what does it do for the next game? What does it do for the game before? And then what does it do for the full outcome of the season? So when you think about football and the limited number of games that you have there, you have to make sure that if you do go overseas, what's the week after? What's the following? So we're looking at those possibilities. Yes, financially, they're very enticing. But there's also a lot of games. The better our football program gets, the more opportunities will become when it comes to these preseason games. So I think all that is on the horizon. Basketball, same thing. I think with what Coach Sampson's support of the players era has allowed us and others to see that we're willing to do things if it's in the right interest for the program.
Couple more early.
Yeah. Here we go. I like this.
Eddie, how do feel you guys are financially as far as competing for athletes now? You look at
Yeah.
basketball. Coaches say you need 10 to 14 is the number now. You see those numbers go up every year. I mean, how do you sort of factor that in, knowing it's only going up?
I'm like every one of our coaches where we'd like to have some understanding of where this may be so that we can budget accordingly. They're no different. Look, our coaches want to continue to compete against their peers. Seeing how they've grown and as fast as they've grown, nobody wants to see this. But we all understand we have to play the game until something gives us a chance to be able to put our arms around it. So when you think about where those rev shared numbers, NIL numbers are going, to have some structure in the future will be critical for us. We're going to continue to do what we can. And I think, all our coaches have shown you, every one of them across the board, we're going to compete. And there's nothing going to stop me from going out there and if I have to fundraise or find a way, we're going to do it. It's not going to be easy. Some places may have an easier approach to it. That doesn't scare us. We'll take the fight on, and my goal here is to give our coaches the best opportunity to be successful. And if it means having us to figure this out a little bit differently, so we figure it out a little bit differently.
Last one.
Yes, sir.
Eddie, with on the women's athletics side,
Yeah.
you've got a lot of young coaches like Shoemaker,
Yeah.
Mitchell, Silvana. What is like the plan to hopefully maybe transform UH women's athletics into kind of where we see the men's athletics with basketball and football on that side?
Yeah, I came here because I believed in the University of Houston as a complete athletic department. That means every athletic team performing at the highest level, and so no exceptions there as far as or no different from how we do with the men's and the women. Everybody has a chance, and for us to have the coaches that we do on our women's side, I believe in every one of them. I believe in what they're doing, from swimming to golf, the newest to the one that's been here maybe the longest from the women's side. However you look at it, I know we have a chance to be great. And so the same resources, the same support for those programs that have been done in the past will only continue, but even more. And so then the changes that have been made in those sports, when you look at women's soccer, when you look at softball, when you look at tennis, women's golf, even again, however it may have occurred that a new coach came in place, I know the coaches we have here believe in the same vision that I have, is to make this a complete athletic department that we're great across the board. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to, they know it as well if you ask them. Football and basketball success is important for everybody here. From a national presence, from a financial, from television, those are all key. But it doesn't mean that we cannot strive for greatness in every one of those sports. So that is something I've said since day one. I've done that from my time at LSU to New Mexico to here, and I'm going to continue to push on that. I will say this, and I know you're going to have all our coaches coming in, volleyball and everybody else. I urge you, and I urge the students, I urge our fans to come out and catch one of these soccer games, volleyball matches. I can tell you today, you've got some unbelievable student athletes, track, golf, tennis. We've got great coaches with great passion, and our student athletes have even more than I can ever explain to you. So I urge you to come out, take a look at them, support them, because I'm proud that they're on board here, but more importantly, I'm proud that they're representing this institution. So
Any
Thank you.
message to the fan base for the season opener football ticket-wise?
yeah,
Game?
well, it's early game. Sorry, did not make that decision. I know everybody, but we're going to make the best of it, and we're going to have you're going to see everything. And I remind everybody, that last football game that we had, we finished on a high when it came to our game experience. It was the best one we've done all year. That is the new baseline for us. We're only going up from there. And so I stress that because I think it's important. what you saw with fireworks, with a DJ, with this, with that, we're going to incorporate all that into it. We want our students to be more involved. We're going to do promotional ideas. So come early, enjoy it, tailgate. Let's have a great time. Let's do something that's never been done before here. If we want our football program not just to have success this year, we want to have continuity and sustained success. It begins with our fans coming out, supporting, and showing up every day. So football and volleyball is a start. Soccer's a start. Let's keep it going all the way through the year with basketball and all the way through baseball and softball at the end of the year. So appreciate everybody. Thank you for coming out, and go Cougs. Thank you guys.